My name is Amber Reed, R-E-I-D, birthday 12/27/90. I'm turning 32, but like I'm almost positive my like mental age, like my brain is stuck at 17. I'm actually starving, so okay, yes, I troll. Whatever, Trollin has entered the chat. I'm totally fine with a clickbait title because you guys know I love me a clickbait title. You're not paying attention to your health, you don't care about your health, you don't care about your body, you want to die, you could have ate healthy, you chose not to, do you really need to go on vacation, you need to buy health insurance instead. I just don't want to hear it.
No one cares!
Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. Before we get into today's video, I would like to make a few comments. Number one, some of you pointed out the freeze frame in my last reaction to Amber's video. I do not know what's going on with that bump on her wrist. I have no idea. I didn't see it while I was reacting. I have no idea what that is. The next thing is, I find it disgusting what Amber talks about in her videos while Becky is dealing with essential struggles. If Amber did have a conscience, which she always, claims she has, she would help Becky out because Becky's done enough for her. Where is Amber's empathy now? She's not an empath at all. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to watch a video like Becky's and just totally leave her out in the rain. Also, where's her helping others in need, She's been mentioning that. Becky was with her for 4 years, wiped her ass and did everything else, and Amber does not find it necessary to help her out. Also, where's her gratitude for having her ass wiped and the food delivered by Becky 24/7 for 4 years? Nowhere, because she's a stone-cold sociopath. And that makes me dislike her even more right now. And I don't like her talking about mundane things like whether her hair is up or down, who cares, or where her Christmas decoration is, or if she's gonna declutter it. How entitled and stupid can you be? Also, her band-aid on her middle finger from journaling too much. These are first world problems. I mean, Becky is dealing with a lot more than Amber is. And also the heartbreak diet and the drug use. I'm just so disgusted with Amber right now. I can't even put it in words. And with my reaction to Becky's video, I realized that a whole bunch of people are completely against Becky, and they think it's e-begging what she's doing, and she needs to get her act straight. I get all of that, and trust me, I'm the queen of pointing out the flaws in me and in others. And I know Becky could have made different decisions that would have not gotten her in the situation that she is in now. That is all acknowledged. But the fact is, right now there's Amber out there totally being entitled, lying to us, still pocketing the money from YouTube for exploiting and monetizing her eating disorder and her mental disorders. And on the other side, there's Becky, who helped her out and basically was her caretaker for 4 years. Then when she had the audacity for her own mental health to break up with Amber, she was still in Amber's live streams and was cut down time after time. When Amber showed her real face about how thankful she is for having been helped. Because don't forget, Amber is still pocketing the money from the videos that Destiny was in. Destiny and Crystal and Becky, right? And so she's still pocketing the money, and so there's Becky out here struggling for whatever reason. I'm aware of the fact that she didn't need to drive around with expired tags. That was her call. But she probably had to go to work, and she couldn't deal with the stuff. I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses for her, but I'm most definitely on Becky's side. And I believe that if Amber was as good a person as she's always talking about, but never showing us, she would, you know, scrape together a couple of thousand and throw them Becky's way. Because Becky has not done her wrong yet. If Becky listened to me, I would tear Amber a new one. I would take her to court just for the hell of it. Just to teach Amber a lesson that her income can go away at any time and that her entitlement and her arrogance and her condescending ways are completely uncalled for. I would, but I understand why Becky doesn't do it. And so I'm on Becky's side. And that's why I said what I said in the reaction to Becky's video. I feel for her. I know she's not a perfect human being. No, none of us are out here. I mean, how does the saying go? For those of us without blame, cast the first stone, something from the Bible, you know. And so, yeah, I'm definitely on Becky's side. And because of Becky's video, I'm even more disgusted with Amber now. But she has posted another video. Because of course she had to do something right after Becky uploaded, you know, so that we have something to talk about. Except for her Flea, that was definitely a Flea. I don't know, you guys. I lived in Virginia. That's only a couple of states away from Kentucky, and what she had there in her cleavage or near her cleavage was definitely what I saw as fleas in Virginia, and it also behaved the same way. And so she has a flea infestation, and that alone makes her. I mean, these right now it's a bad combination of things. Number one, I'm back to work. Number two, it's hot as fuck in Germany, and we're bracing for another heat wave in Europe. And there's African air. Guys, I lived in New Mexico and it was dry heat, but this is like 62 degrees in the 60s, humidity, and it sucks. Life sucks under these conditions. But then again, it could be worse. I talked to a guy from Syria today who told me that where they're being bombed in his home country, there's no more running water and no electricity. And the temperatures there are between 40 degrees Celsius, which is about 104 Fahrenheit, to 50 degrees Celsius, which is around 122 degrees Fahrenheit. And so life could be worse. But yeah, I'm not in a good mood, and Becky's video kind of brought me up against Amber more, and so this reaction is not going to be pretty. But her video is titled Officially Apartment Hunting, an emotional way in. The first word problems of that fucking 600-pounder man. And grocery haul, of course. The whole thing is 16 minutes, 45 seconds long. Let's see what she has to say today.
Hey guys.
What's up?
So I don't know if my hair is going to stay up today. It's just like I've been wearing it down a lot lately. And
sucking her teeth again already. We're only 6 seconds into the video.
And I kind of just like want it out of my face. But then I stare at myself and I'm like, I prefer my hair down. So maybe we should just like take it down. There we go. I feel a lot more like myself.
Okay, some people put themselves together before they start vlogging, but not Amber. She needs the content. She needs those very important 18 seconds so far that she has killed by talking about her hair.
I feel so much better. Okay, you guys, I have such good news right now.
Okay.
Like, I wanted to keep my weight, my weigh-ins private for now because
Huh? That's not what you said in the last vlog. I don't care.
I wanted to like make a whole video, and I know I always like start new diets, whatever it may be, and then I always fail. So I just don't want to do that. So as part
Well, you can do it. You can also eat yourself to death, but do it off camera. Exploiting it and monetizing it is just wrong. And it's not going to last for much longer because you're making our job pretty easy.
part of my self-love era, I don't want to put myself in any situations that are just going to lead me to failing. But you guys, I am so excited, and I feel like a part of self-love is sharing that excitement and being proud of yourself and proud of your accomplishments.
What? Part of self-love is sharing? I don't know about that. Not necessarily. I don't agree, no.
So I just need to share this. So today is August 16th, and I stopped getting high on August 14th, And I told myself, no, it's time for some self-love.
What does that entail if it's not stuffing your face all day long? What qualifies as self-love in your eyes? Besides sharing, which makes no sense to me.
I got back on track with my weight loss. I think what really kicked it into like high gear for me was when I stepped on the scale. I realized how much weight I had gained.
Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. I don't care for her babble, especially not today. It's too hot for this shit. So this is her weigh-in from the 14th of August, and she is again pointing the camera at the ceiling while she's letting her talking scale talk. Apparently with the excuse that she only weighs herself in the nude, because those couple pounds of clothes she can't subtract. She can't do that in her head, and she doesn't have any calculators in the apartment, and so she cannot film her weigh-ins, guys, because she weighs herself in the nude. So what is her current weight?
543.0 pounds.
All right, next.
And I multiple times stepped on the scale to see if it was accurate, and each
Shaking her head again already. And guys, look at the way she looks, the beginning of the year and now, and tell me if that's only 10 or 20 pounds. It's not. It is not.
time I said the same thing. Like in my head, I was like, oh my god, what if like the scale's just broken? Or, you know, I was like making all these excuses. And
Okay, you've been having so many scales over the years, it's ridiculous, and you always use them as an excuse during the times when you do weigh in. Most of the time you don't even talk about your weight because you just stuff your face and deliver the feeder content. And so yeah, so 543 is her was her weight on the 14th of August. This is her weighing herself on the 16th of August.
535.2 pounds.
oh my god, what?
She is actually happy about that weight. Holy smokes. I mean, it's fake. You guys know that she's gained much more than that. And you also know I'm not getting anything out of saying that. But if you compare her from the beginning of the year or last November to now, she's visibly gained much more.
Holy, wait, let me step on it again.
No, thank you.
But I really just want to be like positive and
She's completely unaware of the fact what we've been seeing on her channel for weeks on end. Crying, her talking about crying, her trying to cry without any tears, and her stuffing her face all day long with takeout food, and talking about a breakup that did not happen, and what else? Oh, and popping the Delta gummies, and at night the melatonin gummies.
and proud of myself, because that is what is going to motivate me to keep
You praising yourself and you always going easy on yourself has gotten you to 600 pounds.
going further. I don't really want to talk about like how I'm losing weight or what I'm doing, etc., etc.
No, let's not, because you always lie about that, and it's time for results. You know, the times of flapping your jaws are over. You've done it for 10 years, and you've put on roughly 250 pounds. And so how about you do it off camera, and you just talk about mundane things like Legos, because you got nothing else. You know, talk about Legos, maybe packing, maybe moving. Do that. But don't you talk about diets and losing weight and how you're doing it, and also not what I ate today, because that's always a lie. And we knew it every single time you posted one, because if that was all you ate that day, you probably wouldn't have put on the pounds like you did. And so miss me with that, sister. Okay, so now she's talking about being hooked on these turkey meatballs, okay. While she's dealing with food, I'm not watching her, and so I'm skipping ahead.
So Feline said apartments.com. So, oh, this is kind of cool because like you can put your price, how, you know, how many beds you want.
She's so animated. I think she's still on Delta. I think she's still popping the gummies.
I'm kind of like picky.
And she's also yelling. See, guys, what I'm saying with the her audio being so inconsistent. Now she's right in front of the camera again, yelling into the microphone.
Like, I want several different types of amenities. Like, I really want somewhere that has a washer and dryer, like, in my apartment. Like,
Okay. Given that her credit is shot and that she doesn't have a safe income, she sounds awfully picky. Don't you guys think?
I'm not trying to leave my apartment to do my laundry. I just,
What? I mean, I can relate to that. I would want it that way. I live in an apartment complex and we have the washing machine in the apartment. But her, with her credit being shot, with 3 pets, and her weight that breaks floorboards, that damages apartments. And with her having to fill out paperwork and she's going to have to say what she does for a living, if she puts, and trust you me, she will, she puts YouTube content creator, and she's using her real name. I mean, pretty close to her real name. Her name is Amber Reed. And so if those people that own the apartment will look her up on YouTube, they will see, or if they go to Social Blade, they will see that this is not a safe income. And so, yeah, she sounds awfully picky for, taking into consideration these aspects of her.
don't want to. I feel like that's very important to me. I just want like 1 bedroom. So definitely in unit washer and dryer. I want air conditioning. I don't really care about like a dishwasher. I don't care about any of that stuff, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously cat friendly and dog friendly because I got my babies and my babies got me.
Oh, God, she's so cringy. She's still not at the point where any humility comes across. She is so arrogant, and that is the arrogance, my friends, that is going to bite her in the ass in the end.
And that's that. So things like a patio, I mean, it would be nice, but is it like something that I have to have? Hardwood floors, yes.
She sounds so entitled. I'm so disgusted by her right now. Her fat ass was riding to having this kind of balance on her bank account on the back of all of her viewers. She made it to a point where her channel peaked in 2019 on lies, deception, and exploiting her own tragedies and lying about them too, and filming her weight gain and her demise, and exploiting everybody in her vicinity. And she's acting here as if she's ever worked for a dime in her life, and she has deserved to choose an apartment. I hope the landlords out there will do a background check on her and give her one no after another.
I have to have that. So click, click, click. That is what you have to have. Walk-in closet, click in it. So I need to have that.
So, those of you that ask in my comment section why we're reporting her and why there's so much hate towards her, this is why. Because she is this entitled, she making your money off of lying to the masses, constantly flaunting that you have over 200,000 subscribers when clearly she is buying them on a 8 to 10 day, like a recurring cycle now. It is ridiculous for her to act this way.
There's also options like high ceilings. I don't really care.
Anybody that knows anything about how to heat a place would say no to high ceilings. Because if you've ever been or lived in a place that you had to heat that had high ceilings, you would understand. But she's just completely been hidden away from reality for 32 years.
A clubhouse. Can't say that I care.
You can't even afford it.
Garage. Your girl don't drive, so can't say that I care.
Oh, but you said that you were planning on getting your driver's license and driving, so you don't care. So that was just a lie. The beginning of that whole wipey arc. That you're even planning on getting your driver's license. Okay, noted.
A fireplace would be nice, but I don't need it, so I'm not gonna click it. There's
A fireplace needs maintenance and you can't even take care of yourself, so I agree with you on that.
an option for furnished. Imagine if I just got rid of every single thing I owned and said, you know what, let's move into a furnished place. Not
It's probably advisable with the flea infestation you have that you have chosen to ignore.
happening. Nope. Okay, so I clicked some things. Okay. Like,
Yep, trolling. I'm gonna move on. I can't deal with this today.
so I've spent the last few hours on the phone with apartments.
Since when do apartments answer phones? You idiot.
Emailing apartments.
Apartments also don't have emails. God, she's so dumb.
I don't know what it is, but that got me feeling so exhausted. So I have
Okay, writing emails and making phone calls exhausts you while you're sitting on your fat ass. Okay.
nothing set in stone yet, but I do have some places in mind. So tomorrow I'm probably gonna choose my top one and put in an application. But the one that
I hope they're gonna do a background check on her and check you too.
I want the most is the one where we're like, okay, we'll get back to you. We're gonna send you photos through email.
I would ask her for a $5,000 security deposit just for her breaking the floorboards. No, I take that back. I would never let her move into any of my apartments. Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna wait for that. But I have a few others that I'm interested in, so I guess we'll see. But right now, I was going through some stuff, packing, getting rid of stuff, and I found the folder for when
I don't ever want to see that thing again because you are a liar.
I was gonna get weight loss surgery.
And let's just for the records, I'm going to say it again. She's been milking the weight loss surgery arc, or she had been milking it since November 2022 while she was gaining weight the entire time. I hope people out there are taking notes. Because when that weight loss surgery arc comes up again, most likely around Christmas time, maybe November, December, we're gonna be prepared. She's full of shit.
Yeah.
Plus, she can't afford it. She doesn't have any savings.
We have some stuff to talk about when it comes to that.
No, maybe you do. We don't.
We have some stuff to talk about when it comes to a lot of things.
You sound so animated. You are still popping the gummies, aren't you?
And it's like stuff that I can't even share until I move.
Nobody cares. Every time you're being vague, everybody's like, yeah, whatever.
Because that's just when I feel comfortable and like safe to do so.
Safe to do so. It's gonna take people out here 5 minutes tops to figure out where you are, and then you're gonna feel safe. I can't.
But we have some things to talk about, people.
You with the sausage fingers and the camera, I can't. You are so annoying, and then you wonder why people hate watch you.
Well, trust.
You trust it's gonna bite you in the ass, you know.
Y'all, yesterday it was a cane, and today it's a flea.
Yeah, it's most likely more than one.
Today, it's a flea. It's a lot. Are y'all okay?
Oh, we're fine. You are not. I wouldn't want to trade with you for all the money in the world because flea infestation is no joke.
Are y'all okay?
Oh, we're fine, but you look kind of sick. What's going on with you? Are you still gaining weight, telling us that you're losing? Is that what is happening?
So, Feline decides to buy a bunch of fresh fruit.
Who cares about your ex-caretaker that broke up with you a while back?
Which, hi, okay, queen. I should probably be eating some of that. But something that I've noticed is that when we buy, especially like bananas, I don't know what it is, we get a lot of gnats. Yeah, we do.
Okay, but gnats are not what are running around on you. That was most definitely a flea.
And I'm
And just for those of you, I mean, I saw in the comments there were a lot of people that had the, similar experiences as me. Here's the rundown again. So these fleas are out in nature. When you have pets that go out into nature, like dogs or cats or whatever, they bring them into your home. And then they jump off the pets. I mean, not all of them, of course. Some stay on your pets. And then they jump off and then they lay eggs everywhere. And they will also bite humans. And they usually start at the ankles and work their way up. And so if Miss Reed here has one running around on her titties, then that means that the whole place is infested already.
Right now, if y'all have never had a gnat crawl on you,
we know what gnats look like and what they move like, and that was not a gnat, a honey bun, sweetie pie. You can be delusional about it all you want or not admit to it, but that is what's going on in your place, and we can tell.
then okay. But for the last 2 days, there's just gnats everywhere.
I haven't seen a gnat in any of your vlogs, but that flea I did see.
And that sounds kind of exaggeration, not like everywhere.
It sounds She should get smacked by an invisible hand every time she's not being Grammar Lynn.
There's a fair share. And before I filmed the clip in the video with my hair in a braid, and you guys are like, oh my god, she has a flea.
That's not how we said it. We're like, oh shit. On top of everything else, all the bullshit she's been called out just this year alone. And, her lying about choking on a piece of potato because she still hasn't learned how to chew at age 32. She's still scoffing down the food. And actually turning out that she took that scene from the movie The Whale. And the cake gate, and her trying to react to Shrimp Gate. When she had, after Shrimp Gate, she had posted an apology where she apologized for her arrogant behavior. And then earlier this year, when she reacted to that Shrimp Gate, she actually confirmed that she still thinks the same way. And so this year has not been good for her reputation at all. And so, yeah, I don't get the arrogance in this vlog.
I was actually in the kitchen doing the dishes. So when Nat said, hi, I'm going to place myself on your braid.
If it's on your braid, then there are millions of them in your house.
And we've actually looked up like gnat traps.
Okay, look up gnat traps when you have a flea infestation. That makes a lot of sense. You do you, boo-boo.
You can like make them. Not working, just gotta say that. So if any
You know what helps with getting rid of the gnats, getting rid of the rotten fruit? But hey, you're gonna figure that out in a couple of years or so.
anyone has like any recommendations of what to do,
Even if I had any, I wouldn't give them to you.
let me know. But yeah, there is no fleas in this house.
Yes, there are. It makes no difference what you say. It's one of those things where she was sitting her shelf ass on Pillow Mountain in 2019 and affirming she's not bedbound, she's not housebound. Then a couple of years later, she admitted it while crying on camera. And so even if she had realized that she has a flea infestation, she wouldn't admit it now.
That will not happen under my roof.
It did. It is ongoing under your roof, and apparently there's nothing you're willing to do about it because you're ignorant about it.
I know. So y'all just calm down. I promise it's.
Oh, we're calmed down, and our blood pressures are also low compared to yours. And it's up to you what you do with the situation. But your pets are suffering, Some people in the comments mentioned maybe calling animal control and having them checked. That is an idea, I guess, because if you check around the necks of a dog or a cat, you can see the fleas there.
Like, it's gonna be okay. Gnats
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
are gross, and I had one in my braid.
Yeah, that wasn't a gnat, but hey, peace sign right back to ya.
I did. Because my ex is a healthy queen, and
She doesn't even live there anymore. Why do you keep mentioning her? You exploited and monetized the whole breakup art, even though it was your caretaker saying she's gonna move out of state. And so now you keep referring to her. I don't get it.
She said,
You must be pretty desperate for stuff to talk about. Oh, just like in one of the last few vlogs, she was talking about having to buy 2 plane tickets, and somebody in the comments pointed out that she got that from another vlogger, so not even that story was true. And I was thinking at the time, she was 17 years old, she said, when she had to buy 2 plane tickets, when she had to buy an additional flight ticket because the flight attendants pulled her aside when she got on the plane. I mean, I still do not know how she fit through the aisle, even at that weight at the time. But yeah, so that buying 2 plane tickets was another lie.
I'm gonna buy a bunch of fruit. So I just think it's funny because I feel like people like try. Like,
See, I had done the reaction to your latest, to the vlog actually where the flea was walking around on you, and I didn't even see it because my computer screen is like what, 24 inches. And so I didn't see the flea. Somebody pointed it out in the comment section because there are people in her audience that view her on a large screen. And so they see stuff like that. I didn't, because when I do a reaction, my screen is split. One is OBS Studio, the other one is her video, and so I didn't see it. But it's not like we have to reach or find stuff. It's just there in our faces because her life is that chaotic and filthy. And not saying filthy people get fleas, because I'm a pretty clean person, and we had fleas, and that was because of the dog that kept coming in, and we had carpets where you walk into the house, and so that's how that happens. But yeah, she's filthy, and that kind of stuff is in our faces. It's not like you have to look.
a scavenger hunt or like,
Yeah, you wish people were that interested in you.
you know those I Spy books from elementary school?
No, we didn't have them in Germany.
That's what people try to do with my videos. When my videos like are showing more like positivity or uplifting things, like people have.
Oh, like the now scene in your bathroom, that is positivity. Or actually admitting to now having gained roughly 50 pounds in 8 months this year alone. I don't know if that would be considered positivity, or all the Delta gummy popping and the overeating. I don't know. Maybe you and I have a different definition of what positivity is.
To like get a magnifying glass and they're like, what can we find?
You wish.
What can we say? What kind of rumors can we make up today? There is none.
There are fleas, honey bun, sweetie pie, and maybe they're gonna have to bite you so much that you can't sleep anymore at night, or maybe that's why you had to have to keep popping those melatonin gummies, because the fleas are biting you. What still is alarming to me a little bit is that she didn't feel it crawling on her, but she was scratching her head and moving her braid around a lot, so maybe she is itching. I don't know.
I had a gnat in my braid. I'm sorry.
It wasn't a gnat, it was a flea. And when they make it up to your body this high, they're usually around your ankles already, and your pets are suffering.
Okay, so this is for the girlies out there that say, put your hair in a part straight in the middle.
Well, it's something different, plus you're blurry.
No.
I think it makes you look fatter. But the worst is the poop bun. I don't know why that is your go-to hairdo, because that is the most unfavorable hairdo a fat person can have, especially with her, face shape, and also how large her head is, and her neck, and that hump she has on the back.
I look like a completely different person. There she is.
Oh, she's so happy with the way she looks. God, if she could only see what we see.
That's how I like it.
Y'all, so many of you always tell me, put it in the middle.
I don't know why people would say that to her.
I can't. It looks so bad. My hair's really greasy because I've been
Hey, your hair is frequently greasy.
going like this all day.
Not just from today.
Like, ugh, such a bad habit. But this,
Hey, she really loves what she's seeing. Just for that, I wonder if there are any psychologists out there in Kentucky, but they probably don't care when they see this kind of stuff. Duck lips at 600 pounds. That is a level of delusion that is hard for me to grasp.
is my happy spot. Okay, guys. Popsicle stick time.
First question hit me.
How would you describe yourself using 3 words? Fat, empathetic, and loving.
I wouldn't even give her the last one, but the first 2 are correct.
Do you blame your parents for your food addiction? Oh, I didn't know we were fixing to get deep. Okay, so my
Why are you asking yourself those questions?
food addiction did start when I was younger because my parents were also addicts, but of a different kind.
Why, you're a drug addict too. You're an alcoholic. You down a whiskey bottle in a live stream, no problems. So you have all these addictions. And with the recent developments with the Delta gummies, hey, if I was you, I'd be starting to meditate about these things.
And I would turn to food and already, was born into that like addictive personality. Some people are born with that. And with everything that I was going through and that I went through with my parents, I feel like my addiction did get worse. It took me a long time to blame them for the trauma that they put me through. It took me a long time to kind of like accept that like I have trauma and I am this way because of them. Because I've always been super unconditionally just in love with my parents regardless of anything. And I still am that way. I forever will be that person. I really don't know what it is. I think it's just because I know how it feels to like be addicted. Like even at like such a young age, like I had to grow up so fast. No wonder why I am a child now. Like I'm an actual child now. Because I wasn't able to be a child when I was supposed to be a child. And a lot of people say child regression. Why do you do Legos? I didn't have a chance to be a child.
Okay, I don't know what to say to all of that. Besides, she needs to leave the past in the past. Unless she wants to do therapy. And, she ever went through therapy and took it seriously, then maybe she could progress. But until then, she needs to focus on the now. Because in my books, she's writing her past way too much. And I remember Casey's mom saying the same thing. She needs to not do that. Or what? Was it Destiny's mom that said that she's using her past as a crutch? She just needs to get on with it,
I didn't. But it's like even at a young age, I knew that there was more to my parents besides the drug addict in them and everything that they put me through. So I was able to separate the two, but I also feel like it was super unhealthy. But now that I'm an adult, I'm able to say, yeah, they did that. They gave me trauma.
But they didn't stuff your face all day.
They ultimately made me turn to food.
Okay.
And that is what
I just let her keep going.
I did. But now, as a 32-year-old standing here, it's ultimately my fault that I still have those struggles.
Yeah, exactly, because you should have gotten professional help instead of turning to YouTube. And at every turn, looking at your audience, insulting them. Once she even called us psychos. And one of these days I'm gonna find that clip and show it to you. But yeah, she should have gotten herself professional help, and she never did. And she lied about getting professional help. And whenever she did go to an ER, they probably would have referred her to a therapist or a psychologist or whatever. And she never followed up. And so here we have her at, I don't know, anywhere between 400 to 800 pounds, lying her ass off about losing weight.
And I say that because it's like, it's my job to fix that.
It is. And it's not your YouTube audience job to motivate you. You just, post your vlogs, you troll a lot, you lie a lot, and so you don't care about your audience, and so don't try to get advice from us.
It's my job to wake up every day and do better, be better, and I
Yeah, and you kind of don't.
haven't done that.
No, you have not.
So what happened as a child? Yeah, that is their fault. The biggest reason, actually, why I'm able to say that is because they've admitted that. They've apologized to me. They hold guilt. And I've accepted their apology. I have. And I think it's also through like the therapy that I've recently gone through. Like I
You have not.
cannot continuously.
Because how could you go from therapy sessions where the therapist, as she told us, right, told her to write down whenever she feels hungry, like what emotions are involved in that. And what happened after that? She popped the Delta gummies, had the munchies all day long, and ordered takeout food several times a day. So nothing really stuck.
Let me show you what's happening. Rarity is up there.
Because the fleas usually don't go up that high. They're in the carpet, couch, stuff like that.
Rarity, I'm trying to talk to my audience. I really don't even remember what I was saying. Rarity distracted me. I think I was saying like how therapy has helped a lot, and it's just
It has not, because your behavior hasn't changed. So there were no realizations that really stuck. And so I don't think she had a therapy, but if she did, nothing stuck.
like trauma is never someone's fault. It's what you do with it. And I
Yeah, sure, I give her that.
also have to look at the bigger picture, which I think I processed as a little girl, is like my parents were also existing for the very first time in this world, and they didn't know what they were doing. Just in the same regard of like, I don't know what I'm doing.
It's like similar to you and the flea infestation with your 3 pets. It's like you're still a child, you have no sense for responsibility, and so you let them suffer. You're completely oblivious to the fact that you have a flea infestation in your apartment, and you bring in even more boxes into the apartment where they're going to lay their eggs, and it's like you don't acknowledge it,
Because I think back and I'm like, I'm 32 and my dad was about 32 when I was taken from him. So it's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I constantly look around. I'm like, so where are the adults?
That's what I'm thinking too when I watch your vlogs. Somebody to smack your hand when you're doing bad things, or when you're being super obnoxious, like in this vlog.
When do I have to stop paying bills? Like we're all
Or when your parents or the adults in your life tell you to not overdo the drugs because you're already overdoing the food. But it's your body, it's your life. You can wreck it all you want, but you're going to have to do it in private soon.
just existing on this earth for the very first time. We're trying to all figure out life together, and life is hard. And
Yours is not. Yours is absolutely not. That brings me back to the beginning of this video where I told you guys I'm so disgusted about the bullshit she thinks is worth talking about, when there's somebody like Becky out there that dedicated 4 years to wiping that fat woman's ass and to bring her food to the house because there was no DoorDash, DoorDash deliveries, and what's the other delivery service? I can't remember. But if Amber right here had any kind of a heart, or she was remotely an empath, she would help out Becky now, because Becky has dedicated that time and energy to make it possible for Amber to continue functioning on Pillow Mountain. Do you know what I'm saying? And so Amber owes Becky a lot. And since I know Amber doesn't realize that, and Becky's way too shy to ask anybody for help, if I was Becky, I would tear Amber a new one. I would sue her. And I've told you guys, I've done this before. I've sued my ex-husband, my second ex-husband, for child support just out of spite. I made enough money. He made enough money. But I sued him out of spite just to teach him a lesson. And I would do it with her. I would teach Amber the lesson that her YouTube income can go away so quickly. And I would make her aware of the fact that up to this day, she's still paying her bills with the money she's getting for vlogs where she exploited Becky, Destiny, Crystal, not Casey, but you know, everybody in her life, Eric, Ricky, she's still pocketing the money from all of those logs. I would teach her that lesson. I would make it my life mission to teach Amber that lesson.
My parents also have experienced their own trauma. That made them find their own addictions. And it is a very much like a vicious cycle.
But you always claim that they have beat their addictions. Why can't you beat yours? You know, you're always talking about your relatives in terms of them being drug addicts and stuff. And what are you doing? You still haven't fixed your life.
That was a long answer, and I swear to you, I could probably talk about this for like 5 hours. Like,
Next question.
what activities are you looking forward to doing after losing weight? Literally anything and everything. Are you kidding me? Losing
What?
weight would make every single activity in the whole entire universe just so much easier for me. So this was probably like a more boring vlog.
That was a one sentence answer. Okay, she's at the end of it. I'm at the end of my day. Holy smokes, what a day. And so yeah, I'm just gonna go. I could go on and on about how unfairly I think it is of Amber to still only focus on herself, not help out Becky. Becky hasn't done anything to her. Becky sacrificed those 4 years, and she's deserved some kind of compensation. And since, you know, again, now I'm turning in circles. Since Amber doesn't get the point, I would make sure that she gets it. I would take her to court. But hey, this is it for me for today. Thank you for watching this. For those of you that live in parts of this planet where it's hot, keep your head up high. To do everything to stay cool, drink enough. And I'm gonna do the same. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.